Test, test, test. Looks like we are good to go. Hey everybody, Michael here. A lot to talk about today. Oops, I scared my dog because I was too excited to talk with you guys. He's coming over here to say hi and play with this toy. He just hears me being excited and he gets excited as well with his Kong Chewy toy, which he's already managed to destroy after a few weeks. There you go. Anyway, so Bitcoin's still trying to rally here today after kind of a weird news day, so we're going to be talking about that, technical analysis, and on top of that, guys, altcoins are starting to make some moves here. Now, they are still at those levels of resistance, or in some cases, actually support after yesterday and some of the news we saw today. So, we're going to be talking about which altcoins I think are going to be popping off. Some of the ones that we talked about yesterday where I was saying, hey, just wait for it to take a little bit of dip. They had those dips, and now they're actually starting to rally a little bit. I think Link is probably the best example of that one. So, as we move forward here, get excited because I'm going to start showing you guys some nice new shorts. Not shorts, excuse me, what do you call charts? I don't know, I've been looking at YouTube shorts a little bit too much here today. All right, so before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. If you can, share the video, and on top of that, make sure to answer the poll question for today. The poll question is, did you buy any altcoins? I'm curious if anybody tried to buy altcoins on the dip that we've been talking about. I finished off the stream yesterday saying, hey, I think we're going to take a little bit of time for consolidation, and then we're going to try to do another run-up. As you guys can see on the chat right now, we've done that dip. Now we have the opportunity. We're not sure if it's going to happen yet. I'm hoping it can. We're going to have that rip, and that rip is really what's going to do, what's going to help out all those altcoins here going forward, okay? So let me know if you guys actually bought any altcoins here, and we're going to be checking out a bunch of different tokens here. So first of all, let's go back to the weekly chart. We are still holding strong, okay? We're still broken out, even with the news today, and I'll talk about it here in a second. We did not crash off of that news. Support was there. The bears didn't have enough of a stomach to really, you know, attack us right after a breakout, and I think rightfully so. Bears are probably licking the wounds right now. You know, any shorts that I had or anybody had yesterday, they're just gone at this point. So now everybody's trying to figure out if they can build a wall, if they can do some shorts, and what's next for them, right? So, hey everybody, hey babyfish, link is sitting exactly. That was one of the ones we talked about yesterday as well. So, before we get started here, let's just kind of talk about what the news was today, because this was what was so interesting here. So, earlier today, maybe I should just go to Watcher Guru here. There we go. All right, here we go. So earlier today, about 9 hours ago, the BlackRock iShares Bitcoin Trust had been removed from the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. That actually caused the website to crash because so many people were looking at it. It went absolutely wild. So people freaked out a little bit. There was a little bit of a drop, a little bit of like a mini flash crash. I would just say a little drop, not even a crash here, because Bitcoin fell back down, and it was all that was chewed back up. So we had some really good news there, okay? Now, right afterwards, we had some good news saying the CFTC commissioner said the market is ready for spot Bitcoin ETFs, and that it is. We still don't have the approval yet from the SEC. And remember, as far as we're concerned, they have not been a good faith actor during this whole process, and the judges have pretty much said so because of the way they've conducted themselves during these court cases, and just the court cases that they decided to bring up. Those lawsuits didn't mean anything, but they did slow down the acceptance of cryptocurrencies. And now that BlackRock is really just heading up here, it's making it a little bit more exciting. And I thought this was more petty than anything else, but the SEC has charged BlackRock with failing to disclose investments. They had to pay like a few $1 million fine, which is like, you know, a drop in the bucket for BlackRock, which is huge, trillions and trillions of dollars. But now, as of 4 hours ago, it was put back onto the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. So we're all good from that aspect. Now there's not going to be as much drama. Now the drama is, can the charts keep on performing and having that pump up here where we, like I said, we have that dip and rip, okay? That's really the big thing. Weekly chart still fine. If you guys are looking for massive levels of resistance here, the only thing I could really tell you are two different things you guys could be using. And usually we don't do it like this just because we're not usually looking at like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks because of, but when we have these amazing pumps like this, of course, Bitcoin can keep on going higher and higher and higher. And it all depends on when the bad news comes or when a whale comes in and just scares everybody out. We haven't had a whale come in yet, so we're still in this kind of pumping phase as far as I'm concerned, okay? So that first level of resistance is going to be way up here towards 43,000. I'm not really a fan of that one personally, but I can see why people might be if they're really, really hyped up for cryptocurrencies. The next one is going to be all the way up here. And this one's more realistic. You can kind of see how we hit it up yesterday, really bouncing around that $35,000 mark. This was $35,100 or $35,099. So I'm like, $99.68. So really close to that or $38,000 mark here. Okay, so after that we have 42,000, still that level, and after that, before that we got 38,000. So I would say 38,000 is a good next level if you guys are looking for another place to scale out. The last one I would say, if you guys are really looking for a good resistance level using Fibonacci levels, which are my favorite, obviously, go back in time a little bit, go all the way back to the COVID lows, the all-time highs, drop it all the way down here, and then you see this mid one right here. That one's going to be around $47,000, also matching up with that one. There's not really much else from a Fibonacci level that I'm concerned about. Maybe if you want to take off the fib levels, you could do that, and that one drops it down to maybe 40,400. Not too much of a difference, okay? But we're still kind of cleared here. If we can just take that next pump up, we're going to be going like 36, 37, 38, more likely 37, $38,000, which would be another big pump. And altcoins should follow up here, and that's what I'm really excited about, okay? Now, a few different things before I start answering some of your guys' questions and things like that. Going back over here to the 4-hour chart, I'm really hoping for a dip and rip type of effect. The one thing that could most likely happen here, or what could happen here, is we continue to consolidate. Remember, we still need to break out of these lower highs here. We still need to do that. The one good thing that's happened is if you go over here to the 2-hour chart, we did make another low. That was when all the bad news came out that the trust had been delisted. It's been now back on there. We just don't want to have another breakdown right here. You can see there's a little bit of a trend line. We just want to stay afloat there. It's going to be hard, but that's the goal at this point, okay? You can even pull this up right here. All right. Pump time is sometime soon if we're lucky enough. And that could keep us going up, and that'd be a huge buying opportunity for the bulls, and they'd be pushing that up. Am I buying right here? No, I told you guys I'd be buying the dips, and we had multiple dips yesterday. So you guys had your opportunity. There are still opportunities out there, but you got to be a little bit more picky now. And, you know, it's kind of hard because this happened at 7 o'clock in the morning. Maybe people on the East Coast were fine. People in Asia probably sleeping, and people in Europe, I'm not entirely sure. Might have been late night for you guys, but you guys still could have been up. So that could have been something right there. So watching this nice and close, go over here to the 50-minute chart. I'm going to adjust this slightly just to match this up so we have a more of a precision look here. And there you go. You can see we actually did break out of it a little bit here. Not enough of a pump, but overall we're still doing fine. You can even see the level of resistance kind of right here and popping above that. Hopefully we can still stay strong going forward, and hopefully there's no more crazy news coming out, okay? So I'm just going to go to the hour chart with a lot of these other altcoins here just so you can see what's going on, and I think this will be actually a good thing for us. So overall, the stock market, before we get going, earnings were not good today. I would, you know, normally I stream at 6 o'clock. That's what I've been trying to go for. Last night, I stayed up till 4:30 in the morning because when my grandmother came to visit, she came upstairs. She was cleaning up some stuff for my, my mom, and she left the door open on accident when she left. So the door was open for 2 hours, my front door, while I was streaming, because I was streaming for 5 hours yesterday. And luckily, Loki's not a dog that just goes running off. He's been kind of trained well, thank God. But my sister's cat got out, and so I was up till 4:30 in the morning last night looking for that cat. I found the cat. Cat's fine. Cat ran up to me and started giving, rubbing up against my leg, and I was like, yeah, let's go get you some tuna. So the cat's doing fine, but I just was not in any mood to do hardly any work today, so I was kind of sitting in bed, sleeping, napping. I ordered DoorDash and stuff like that, and I was just watching CNBC and Fox Business. And as I kind of came along to 1 o'clock in the end of the market, the earnings were not good. Microsoft was the only bright spot. Texas Instruments, bad day. Snap popped up 20%, then came back and went negative. That was weird. And then on top of that, we had Google down about 7% at a certain point after earnings. So the market tomorrow is going to be very interesting. Hopefully tomorrow morning we have earnings that kind of lift the market up, but the stock market was in a really weird place. I'm just going to show you guys some stuff later on with it, but it was definitely not something that I would say was good for the market moving forward. Cryptos is still giving the big middle finger to the stock market, so let's just keep that up. But the stock market, not in a good spot right here after some really bad earnings, okay? Now, Ethereum, still consolidating. I'm looking at it. This is why I brought the 1 hour chart. You can see it's about to break out above the 20 moving average on the 1 hour chart. I'm hoping for some good moves there. You You can see right now, still trying to pump back up. I'm hoping we really don't have to go into a longer consolidation. It kind of feels like that, but I'm hoping the news can really get us going, because you can see on the 4-hour chart, now we have 2 golden crosses. The first one right here before this pump, and we have this one right here before that pump, and this one right here maybe before another pump. That's what I'm hoping for here, guys. And then on the daily chart, we are breaking above the 200 daily moving average. We are looking at another golden cross here, and I'm still hoping at this point, we can still make our way back up towards $1,900. That would be a good, safe, scale-out opportunity for me. And then from there, if you wanted to double down, I would just wait for the breakout to occur. And that way you guys can actually move up the stop losses that you guys may have if you guys manage to buy down here, or if you guys just manage to buy right here, okay? You want to make sure that you guys are able to still lock in those profits, because that's how you guys are going to obviously make some good money. Before we go any further, just a little bit of a heads up with oil. Oil's kind of found a little bit of a bottom here. It's still consolidating. Hopefully it doesn't continue to break down, but oil's been doing some weird stuff here, okay? Very, very, very weird stuff. Dollar index, nothing crazy going on here. The pump happened a lot faster than I thought. I thought, hey, maybe we'd bounce, then go back up. No, within 1 day, we just shot back up here, so we're still in the trend. But yeah, it happened a lot faster than I thought, and somehow the market was okay with that. I was very shocked. I thought, more gradual. Not just all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. So we may have a dollar index breakout pretty soon, and if that does happen, that would move the stock market down more. Probably not Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, again, is just giving a big old FU to the whole market going forward. Now, daily chart, go through a few other things here. ADA, still breaking out, still doing fine, still looking to pump up, and it did break out yesterday, so hopefully that can keep it going on today. Dogecoin hit resistance, got rejected, still consolidating, and hopefully it can go up a little bit higher, but it did get rejected off of that resistance yesterday. If you guys are more bullish on Dogecoin, this is going to be one of the opportunities that you guys have, I would say, over the next 24 hours to actually buy into it, okay? XRP, still at resistance, still doing fine. Did manage to break out. If you guys like this level right there, we did manage to break out, and we're just trying to hold that support level. So you're seeing a lot of altcoins doing some really good things, okay? And hey, Slick Rick, $10. Thank you very, very much. I really do appreciate it. Picked up 500 Link at 10:38 yesterday. Dude, that's awesome right there. Actually, let me pull up Link right here. Link. There we go. And there we go. Link broke out. It's still doing fine. We talked about this actually a few days ago too. Friday about the breakout. And this thing is going high. Even Babyfish was just talking about it. Right now, just had a big old pump to 1141. It looked like it peaked around 1164. It's still doing fine here, guys. Oh, this is Bitfinex. I should probably try to find this on Binance, because you can see how choppy the chart is. Hold on a second here. Link. Oh, that is not what I'm looking for. Here we go. Link. Yeah, there we go. Let's do this one. Yeah, it's not as choppy. It's not as choppy. Okay. That feels a lot better. I don't know why this other link was there. Okay. But still doing very well, even on that 4-hour chart. That's what you really want to see. And if we can zoom out just a little bit, well, I guess we best just go to the weekly chart. Oh my god, we haven't looked at this in a long time. Oh my gosh. No wonder. Yeah, this is an old chart. When's the last time I used yellow or orange lines? It's been a minute. Alright, anyway, we did manage to break out here as well. That's another good sign. Hopefully that continues to move us up towards 13 bucks. Don't forget to take your profits as they come. But it looks like if you bought at 10:38, it's already up to 11:42. You're looking pretty good, my man. Especially if you did a leverage play, you're happy. And if you didn't do a leverage play, you're up 10% and you're still happy. The positions that I took over the last few days, for those long-term plays, just kind of like playing it slow, so to speak. So far, it looks like they are doing okay. Let me take my head out of the way here, and you can kind of just see what's been going on. 20%. There we go. Okay, just so you guys can see what's going on. All right, so the ape one from yesterday, where I was like, oh, ape looks like it can go a little bit higher. I'm just going to tease it and see what I can do. The 2x play is up 18%. Remember, this is a long-term thing, so I'm not actually going to sell anything here. Even if Bitcoin were to crash, I'm going to hold all this stuff, unfortunately. But that's why you have your long-term portfolios, right? So you don't have to mess with them. But Bitcoin is up 33%. All of these have 2 to 3x leverage, and you guys can see them plainly said right here, 2 or 3x. Comp is down 8%. It was actually breaking even up a little bit. Still didn't have enough to really pump through. Ethereum up 24%. HFT down 20% with a 3x leverage. ICP up 30%, so that means 15% if we had a 1x leverage. Loom is down 4% with a 2x leverage, so it's down about 2%. Yeah, sorry, my brain is off. Oxt up 21%, Reef up 41%, STMX, one of my favorites, up 12%, Theta up 5%, and Ton up 20%. Okay, so we're looking very good. Today is Tuesday. I will add more to this long-term list on Thursday, and I'll do it live while on stream. I'm thinking of investing another $400. I think that'd be enough. Maybe $300 depending on how much we've popped, because obviously I don't want to buy into a pop. Naturally, I kind of want to have a little bit more ammo, gunpowder, so to speak, a powder, when the market's crashing, because that's when I like to buy things. However, we'll wait and see how this turns out. Historically, we're still in kind of that bottom area, if you kind of think where the majority of these altcoins were at compared to where they could be during an altcoin season. So just depends on your psychology. And since I'm going to be showing this to you guys every week, I want you guys to see green and not red. All right. But yes, Link is doing very, very good. You can see the breakout here, and you can see the golden cross that just happened over here on the weekly charts. Normally, I don't talk about this because we had one that kind of failed a long time ago. I wasn't entirely sure what happened there, so sometimes, like here, death cross, then we had a golden cross, then we had death cross again. Sometimes it's a little bit wonky, so the moving averages don't really match up on Chainlink. However, they do matter when it comes to levels of support and resistance, which I do tend to like a little bit here. So we did manage to have that pop, and Link is still going higher. Just make sure to lock in some profits there, guys, especially if you guys are using leverage trading. But I think you guys already have your strategies to get in and out, because as you guys are making your money right now, you are still going to see people that are looking to buy this breakout, so you may have an easier time actually scaling out of a small portion of your position, okay? Anything else popping off right now? We got Pepe popping off a little bit. I wouldn't say it's really popping off too much here, because it's really just, it came down so much yesterday. It's just trying to break even again. But so far, it's actually going okay, it's actually going okay, all right? Jesus. All right, anything else I need to pay attention to? Solana was up, I thought, a little bit more. Yeah, it's still flirting with levels of resistance here. Actually, let's go to the 4-hour chart here. Watch this one. It should pop up, I would say, sometime tonight, if it is going to break out at all, because you guys can see that green line right there. That's the 20 moving average in the 4-hour chart. I usually love these moving averages, specifically on the 4-hour chart. And you can see we're right there at resistance. We just need to pop. Just need to pop. Go back over here to the daily chart. Resistance. And you can see the opportunity for a breakout here. If we have to consolidate a little bit longer, so be it. Fine. But at least we're testing out those levels of resistance. And if Bitcoin can just break out, that'll give an incentive for a lot of different altcoins right now to actually have that breakout moment, okay? And hey, Slicker Rick, thank you again for that super chat. I really do appreciate it, man. All right, now going back over to Bitcoin here, we're basically just waiting. Got a message. Okay. Looks like that breakout didn't hold out at all. I can't blame it. But there we go. So maybe an hour chart for a second. There we go. Bitcoin's still in the running to try to break out. We're just waiting for that big pump right now. It should come over the next hour or two if we're going to have it at all. Unless it comes to when we're sleeping, but I really hope it doesn't. Let's see. And hey, Ruben, like what altcoins? We talked about Link, talked about Dogecoin, but Dogecoin got rejected by resistance here. It didn't had a chance to break out, so you wouldn't have had the opportunity to buy it. What was the other ones? STMX, oh, that was one. Solana was one. ICP was one. And Ethereum Classic and Matic were both two that I thought would be okay. Matic is doing better than Ethereum Classic now because Matic had the breakout and it's still moving up with these nice moves here, except for a lot of the technicals, like I told you guys earlier, got messed up when, sorry, Loki's over here just trying to like get a whole bunch of love. There you go. Yeah. But yeah, this morning, let me show you the actual thing here. Where is it at? There you go. BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust had been removed. So all that big hype that we had, it kind of had a little bit of a smaller flush because of the news that it got removed. And it's back now, of course, but that caused a big drop in a lot of assets. And so you're seeing the markets acting up a little bit, but overall everything's still going pretty well here, but they are just consolidating at this point. But Matic and Ethereum Classic were the last two, I think. I think maybe we talked about XRP, but XRP had popped too much for me, so. All right. No. Want to take a bath? Yeah, then he runs away. Okay. Oh, and hey, Larry, sorry. What do you call? I did some technical analysis on MicroStrategy. I like puts to 330, but I don't know if the Bitcoin has more jump in it or not, so I'm thinking January puts. But 1836, but may just buy more expensive April ones. I would say you want to stagger into these puts And that I would still say January would probably, yeah, I think that longer term ones are going to do you well. But you know, you could buy some now because Bitcoin's pumping and it may be a relative high. We don't know. I mean, news is coming out all the time. And what happens if the SEC again rejects this ETF? It may cause Bitcoin to go down, and at least you'd have a small position in there making you money. And then if for whatever reason it does get pumped up one more time, then you could double down on that. And I probably wouldn't add even any more for that. And then you would probably still looking to do some January ones, okay? Still looking to January puts. If you wanted to do April, I don't know. I just feel like those would be really expensive. And you might have to wait a little bit longer than you might otherwise like to and have that money locked up. But I'm not familiar about how long the theta on those types of plays, especially with Bitcoin kind of going all over the place. I think you could do April. Just make sure the implied volatility really isn't too high. If it's like going up high to 80, 90, 100%, then it's going to be hard because you're going to just be losing money fast until Bitcoin like has that capitulation moment where then MicroStrategy also has a big drop down right there. NA Junior, thank you very much for the super chat. Thoughts on Doge hitting 20 cents? I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon with Dogecoin, but I do think it's definitely possible and it will happen in the future. Of that, I have no, doubts, I guess I would say. Right now, we're just in a downtrend, and you guys can see right here, we're testing out resistance. We got rejected. We did get rejected off of that one, specifically because of what happened with the news today, and then just basically good old technical analysis. But so far, we're still right there. We're looking for an opportunity to go. We haven't had the golden cross yet. Maybe I should zoom in here a little bit. We haven't had the golden cross here yet for Dogecoin. Usually that gives us a little bit of a pop. You can see a golden cross right here. We did move up a little bit higher. No golden cross right there. That one, there was a golden cross, but it didn't do anything. So just be careful with it. Once you have the breakout, you can be much more excited. Right now for Dogecoin, this is an opportunity, like I said yesterday, for you to scale out and then just continue to hold. If you wanted to, there was a dip opportunity for buying altcoins, and that dip kind of already passed. And I guess it was more of a news event, so that was kind of the worrying thing here. But I still think there may be an opportunity for you guys to buy up more altcoins here pretty soon. You can see there was another run up. See, there was an attempt to actually break out earlier. It did, but then it was forced back down because Bitcoin wasn't doing anything. Bitcoin itself was just going sideways because, consolidation. It needs to take a breather after all those pumps that we saw yesterday. However, still looking okay. Dogecoin's having this little higher low situation here. Unless Bitcoin were to actually pop up in the next hour or two, you're most likely going to see this break down from here. And then at that point, you may have an opportunity to buy in again for another dip. But I would still be holding right now unless you have some type of strategy where you bought a lot down here and you're scaling out right now. If you're looking for an opportunity to buy in, you had one here. Let me go to the 1 hour chart. You had one over here when you were dancing about basically above lots of moving averages, and you see this old support level right here. That was one opportunity. But your stop loss at this point would be moved up to the point where you would have actually made some money. You're going to be confident about making some money here. I would just be patient and just wait for an opportunity for a breakout. The easiest way to make money on Dogecoin and like going to 20 cents is to wait till this breaks out, then buy, and then hope for it can go a little bit higher, okay? Let's go over to the weekly chart very fast just so I can show it to you one last time, one different way. We've broken above the 20. The 50 is up here. That's kind of around 7.5 cents. That's really the price target I have for right now. After that, then we can start talking about, okay, can we consolidate over the next few weeks, going into about a month, and then start battling 8 cents, 0.08341. From there, I'm hoping that we can try to go back up here to the 200, which is all the way up here at 9, 10 cents. But for that one, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. I still think this is a loading zone for Dogecoin for the long run. If you're looking for the immediate hype, you're just going to want to see this lower highs situation break apart here. So let me pull this up for you. All right, you got these like lower highs here. We want to break this cycle. We tried once, right here. I wasn't able to close there, which was kind of sucked. But you saw there was some potential. We kind of hovered there for a little bit because we thought we might have the opportunity. Of course, the market has its own ideas, but if you can just break above it and hold, that's really the green light you're looking for to have some nice pumps up. It's going to have to be organic, though. It can't be a news-related event for Dogecoin, okay? The last time we had a big pump and we broke the higher lows, or excuse me, the lower highs thing, this was Elon Musk buying Twitter. It was a great pump. I mean, we went from 5 cents all the way up to 15 cents, but it wasn't enough to hold because, of course, everybody sold off and took some profits. Or if they were bag holders from up here, they definitely sold, right? But now we're just waiting for that breakout. It's more of, can you just wait for it to break out, or do you want to preemptively buy? I already have enough Dogecoin. I bought a little bit, not a lot, over the last few months as it's kind of been at these levels. I'm expecting a breakout at this point because Bitcoin's been zooming up. I would adjust my stop loss up though, but I don't think it's going to hit 20 cents anytime soon. 20 cents for me would require altcoin season to really kick off and get going. And let me just kind of show you relative to everything else. 20 cents is right here. All right. So it's going to take some time, and it's going to take consistent growth by Bitcoin for Dogecoin to get there. Okay. It would help if maybe we had some Elon tweets and stuff like that, but excuse me, those only have a sustaining effect when the market is really just humming and buzzing and everybody's really excited just to do a whole bunch of stuff here. Okay. All right. Now let's go back over here to Bitcoin. This is gonna be like the landing zone for us as before between every question, just so I can see what's going on, because we're still consolidating. And we had the pump. Let me do one thing here. Let me just add this back up to 35,000. Because we did break above $35,000. We just wasn't able to hold it. Do I see Doge going past 16 cents again? Yes, I do, definitely. I have 100,000 in Doge at 6.062. I think it's going to break out. Exactly. I'm really hoping it breaks out. Don't expect it to break out just like today or tomorrow. Or don't be bummed if it doesn't. But I'm definitely expecting it over the next few weeks here, because that's why I'm looking at the weekly chart. That growth is really right there. And, you know, we've been waiting for so long. Hey, Alan Time, happy to see you back, my man. And, hey, Mike, I haven't had a chance to tell you I'm sorry for your loss. Dude, I appreciate it a lot. I recently just lost both my parents 4 months apart. Sorry, my mouse was on top of it. Apart from each other, I know what you're going through, man. You're not alone. Hey, man, I appreciate it a lot. It's taken me, I had to take 2 weeks off from doing YouTube before I came back on after losing my mom, but, happy to be back. But yeah, it's definitely still a process. I'm still doing administrative work about it. So, but, you know, hopefully, it'll get easier. But at least Bitcoin's going up. That did cheer me up quite a bit here off of a pretty bad couple weeks, of course. And hey, Larry, I'm thinking of Elon tweet is coming with his Bitcoin hype. He has to be tweeting eventually. Remember, he just did a joint case of some type. I don't know exactly what it was, with Mark Cuban, I think it was, going against the SEC or some type of thing. That should be pretty interesting. One of the things I was looking at earlier was, remember how I had this rant about Republicans yesterday? And, you know, and I consider myself conservative. Maybe I don't always vote Republican, but I just consider myself conservative. They voted for a new person, right? And then within a few hours, he had to step down because he didn't have the support. It is wild. And so that red flag is still concerning me right now. So just keep that in the back of your minds. Not the dysfunction part. That's just normal Washington stuff, in my opinion. But really, they need to pass the funding bill. I don't know what they do with that. How do they worry about that? I feel like, remember, everybody in the House is on vacation right now because they just can't do anything. It's so weird. But just remember, you're going to see the stock market get a little bit more cautious when we start to realize, uh-oh, they don't have a leader, and that's going to affect the market. Hopefully, Bitcoin can kind of withstand that because of the news coming out. And all we're waiting for right now for like a final pump, maybe up to as far as like 40,000. Who knows if we go above it? If we can pump up, and then we have the news that Bitcoin, the ETF that was approved, that are really starting to skyrocketing. But it's going to be hard to figure out if, you know, when that announcement's going to come. And I really hope the SEC can help us out this time and really get everything pumping up. And hey, Nico, happy to see you back, my man. Hope you're doing very, very, very well. And hey, Gus, do you see Doge hitting 15 cents again? Oh, yeah, definitely, guys. I see Dogecoin eventually hitting $1. That's one of the reasons I'm holding it. The only thing was you just kind of wait a while, and that's what sucks about these investments and, like, you know, dollar cost averaging and dealing with the bear markets and the bull markets and things like that. Because if I pull this up, so here's Dogecoin. Here's a weekly chart with Dogecoin. Okay. Here's a weekly chart with Bitcoin. Let me go over here to the Coinbase one just because I get, like I said, it's longer. All right. So COVID down here. Dogecoin really started to pump, I would say. Yeah, I could probably see right here. December 14th. Yeah, Monday, December 14th. Should be right around here. There you go. Okay. Dogecoin kind of front-running Bitcoin. It went ahead of Bitcoin. Jesus, I'm not even going to be able to talk right now. My nose is getting a little stuffy. However, I think this time it's going to fall in line with a lot of other stuff and follow the normal altcoin season where Bitcoin started to rise, and all of a sudden altcoins are really going crazy as well. Expect some nice pops, but remember, most of this move that we all know and love, this was from 0.002 back from those lower market cap days to where it popped. Next time, I think Dogecoin may just have more of that type of move where we're having for, I don't know, maybe a month or so. It's just kind of going up steadily. It might not be as ravenous until we start getting up to like 40 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents type stuff when people start going parabolic and freaking jumping out of buildings screaming about Dogecoin, right? And of course, Dogecoin better have some news out too. They really need to like start hyping up their own token. They can't just rely on Elon for it, even though Elon is definitely a good pumper for that type of thing, right? Let's go to the hour chart. 15 minutes. All right. Let's see. And hey, Nico, I appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, my mom was in dialysis for like 10 years or something like that. It was not pleasant, but no more suffering, right? Do you see another pump tonight? Right now, it looks like we do want to pump one more time. Really looking at the 2-hour chart and the 4-hour chart, you can see we're consolidating. We're just hoping we can make that big move. Hopefully, we can have some news. You'll know pretty soon if we aren't able to, because we'll start breaking down with some moving averages and they'll start crossing back over. So right now, we have about an hour and a half until this 4-hour candle is done. If we aren't able to have another breakout after that on this next candle, we'll most likely go back into a consolidation phase where we're waiting a little bit longer. If I go back over here to the 15-minute chart, let me just show you the moving averages. We've already had those death crosses though. Now, this drop was technically because of the news about the ETF being delisted. Now it's re-up, of course, but that's what kind of caused the flush, but it still has effects on technical analysis, okay? Now, 1 hour, we broke down below that as well. Unfortunate. We've managed to get back up and kind of consolidate around that 20 moving average here. But really, we're still doing okay. I would say if you guys want to use the hour chart, just kind of make sure that we aren't breaking down from this. Maybe you can even do this right here. Right. If we start breaking down from that, that's a little bit more of a consolidation. I don't think it's going to be enough to cause altcoins to really bleed out, but right now is definitely the opportunity for you guys to do, doing day trading when it comes to altcoins here. So most altcoins, like we just talked about, let's go to the 4-hour chart here. BNB, most altcoins took that dip as well, right? Oh, Chili's took a really big hit. Wow, not sure what happened there. Crow didn't take too big of a dip. But you have a few altcoins that have been breaking out and still having that momentum. Those are the ones you want to hop on. The one that we talked about, I guess, at most was Link. But, this is still an opportunity for you guys to be scaling out here. I wouldn't be buying into Link at this point. FTM, still consolidating. Gala, still consolidating. And you're looking at these, right? Breakout. Another breakout opportunity right here. I can just show you guys the whole freaking chart. And then from there, you're looking for those larger moves. It's going to be hard, but at this point, Bitcoin's already pumped up so much. We're trying to catch that extra oomph from it. Let me go back over here to the 1-hour chart. So just let it consolidate, let it marinate for a little bit, and we're just waiting for that consolidation before a big pump up. Hopefully we have another opportunity, but I don't know how much news is going to be coming out later on tonight. Right? But again, with the news that came out, that should have crashed Bitcoin a lot more than it did. With the Bitcoin Trust ETF being removed, that was devastating as far as a news event. Fortunately, it's back up now because the website crashed and everybody was freaking like, what the hell's happened? And there was some feelings of manipulation, I put out a tweet saying BlackRock couldn't even afford 35,000 Bitcoin, right? because they were trying to manipulate the price back down. All they did is really pushed it back down from, they made it drop 3.5%, right? But now we're back down to only being about 0.95%. We're still fine. And even from the highs we experienced yesterday, we're down about 3.5%, not even 3.5%. We're still holding strong. The buyers are there. Everybody's just waiting, and there's not much buying going on. There's not much selling going on. Everybody's waiting for that big move to either pump or kind of knock us back down, which is why it's important for you guys to have your stop losses, any price targets here. Because yesterday, after that breakout, even if you guys bought right here or up here, you still had an opportunity to make money. But you just got to make sure that the more Bitcoin goes up, the more it's going to be overextended, and the more it'll come down for the following week. So just be careful with that. But right now, everything's still fine. Bitcoin's up around 0.55%. Let me actually go over here to coin market cap. Might be easier to show this to you. Last hour, Bitcoin's up 3%, Ethereum's up 2%, BNB's up 1.78, XRP's up a half, oh, down a little bit now. Oh, reset, sorry, reset, I guess. Bitcoin's down 0.5%, Ethereum is down 0.5%, BNB is down 1%, XRP, so actually everything's going more sideways now. Anything actually moving up here? It looks like Link was. Mina, Pax, not much actually, everything's going sideways right now. I don't know if I have a 2-hour thing, that'd probably be the best way to go here. 24 hours, oh yeah, I guess some of these things really did pump up, yeah. 24 hours ago, Mina has pumped up 53%, CFX is up 25%, Chainlink is up 9%, but that's really from that move we saw over the last few minutes, isn't it? You can look at these last 60 days, you can see everything's been pumping. Yeah, wow, this has been some crazy pumps, hasn't it? Even BitGate, oh, that's year to date, oh, never mind. But yeah, we're just in that consolidation phase, really trying to have that next pump up here, and that's really what everybody's hoping for here. Again, we'll be waiting to see if we have more news here going forward, but there was a lot of volatility here, and we haven't heard much from Watcher Guru in the last 4 hours. But at least it's back, because there were some interviews going on earlier talking about this, but it's not a foregone conclusion. What's really on everybody's minds, I guess, to be frank, is we're consolidating. We've pumped up. I mean, let's not forget, let's go to the daily chart. We've had an awesome run the last few weeks. We've been just going berserk. Everybody is really placing their bets at this point for the approval of the spot ETF. If it is approved, we will launch up again and have another massive wave. All right. If for whatever reason it is denied, or there's some really bad news, or something really crazy happens, of course we're going to come back down, which is again why I keep on telling you guys, have your stop losses in place. And if your exchange doesn't allow you to have stop losses while doing leverage trading, just be careful, okay? Or be aware of what the price action is of your particular place. But really, let me get rid of that white line here. Everybody's buying in anticipation of that approval, which should launch us up even more. That'll most likely happen in the early hours, in the United States. So maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, like 6 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Eastern time, really early. So everybody's kind of preparing for that type of move. And of course, depending on where you're at, you may be even asleep. So you might have to stay up on next for a while, next few days, right? But here, let's go over here very fast. But really, that's what's going on. But from a technical perspective, we're just consolidating. We're staying strong. We're doing fine. We're going more sideways. We did have that mishap here, but that's something that we can't control. That's kind of just, I don't want to say it's market manipulation, but it feels like market manipulation, where they cut the price back down. Because you can see, last night, we ended the stream right around here, and I was like, okay, well, it looks like we're going to consolidate for a little bit. And what happened right after the stream was over? We came back down. Okay, that's fine and all, but I like to be right about certain things. But then what happened? Early this morning, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, my time, started going back up, tried to retest it, got rejected again. But you can see it wasn't some type of violent rejection. Nothing violent about it. Maybe a little bit of a double top, breaking the neckline, retesting, then coming back down a little bit. But what happened? The news of the ETF being delisted off of that website, that's what caused the chaos. And now we're just reacting to that. But again, we crashed a little bit. The buyers came back in. They came back in over and over and over again. And all we're waiting for is for the price action to allow us to have that pump. It's nice and simple. Usually cryptocurrency is a lot more complicated than this. But when we're actually having these major news events, the news controls everything. which is why I always think it's important that, right, got rejected here, consolidated for a while, had some kind of low drops down here and so forth, whatever, had some ugly pops right here, then all of a sudden, within a few seconds, pop when the news comes out. That pop broke through all levels of resistance, we crashed back down, and then we made another high afterwards. That's really what's going to happen going forward, which is, I mean, Jesus, the more I talk, the more I burp, the more Bitcoin goes up, so I guess that's the way it's going to be for a while. You know, but that's all what we're all waiting for. But, again, it depends on when you want to sell. Everybody has their own price target. My price target was way down here. So I was selling over here, I didn't get to sell much up here unless it was altcoins. That's it. Hopefully it gets a little bit better, but I was not able to sell at $35,000 for as far as Bitcoin was concerned, because all of my price targets, the automatic sells when the price hits that level, they all hit. So did I walk away with some money? Oh yeah, I loved it. I walked away with some money. It was very, very nice. But I could have made more money. And, that's always going to be the problem. But, will I be mad about making money? No. Never. What's right here? I jumped into Survivor token and Bull Run Life. I don't know about those tokens, but if they're doing good, do it. I mean, it all depends on what type of resistances they're looking at. If they're looking at a resistance level, heck, even Bitcoin's looking at a resistance level. Dogecoin's looking for a resistance level. Matic, everything. So as long as they're at that resistance level, there's an opportunity for you to have a nice breakout. Remember, we've been talking about these types of buying opportunities for a while, because what we were looking at, if I kind of back up a little bit, go to the weekly chart. Remember, Bitcoin bouncing off support over here. We had a few weeks to buy. We had 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks to buy. But it was kind of tested because every single time we bought, there would be a dip right after. It was like pounding on that support level, thinking that it was going to break down. So it was a very hard opportunity to buy. Then once you had the change of character right around here, you could have been more optimistic, of course. But let's just say August 14th through September 11th, okay? Let's do anything here. What's something that we trade a lot of? Ethereum Classic, okay? A lot of altcoins really haven't been having that pump up since, right? So August 14th to September 11th, okay? So those were those 5 weeks. So Bitcoin, it looks a lot different, which is why I keep on saying I think that altcoins need to catch up. And look at Ethereum Classic, right up against that 20-week moving average. It does need to have a pop up. I would like, we got 4 days and 22 hours left. I would love for it to actually just close above that 20-week moving average, and then just come back up here to 18 bucks or so, hit that 50-week moving average, and that'd be my second to last price target here. That's where I would start to sell off the majority of my position, and then if it goes up any higher, I at least have half my position to let it run. But at the same time, let's say it runs up there, my stop loss is going to be, moving up from maybe $15. It's going to move all the way up here to like $17. So if we get rejected and it comes back down, I am still walking away with a profit, because that's all I want. All I want is money. But, if I can, I want more money, of course. But daily chart, Ethereum Classic, running up against that 200 daily moving average as well. It's all about that consolidation. It's all about those breakouts. And it sucks because we have to wait a while. But at this point, we're all waiting for that news. Or we're just waiting for the technicals to set us up again. And right now, the technicals are saying, hey, we're knocking on the door for a breakout. Knock, knock, knock. Can we break out? We will see if anybody's home for that for that one here. Again, Bitcoin's at a level of resistance. Everything is. I mean, even the dollar index has a level of resistance right now. Remember? Now, again, this happened so fast. I was kind of shocked. But again, when the global world is kind of a shitstorm right now, of course, the dollar index can move very volatile. Can be very volatile. But everything is knocking on levels of resistance here, right? ADA managed to break out here. Now it's just trying to hold some levels of support. That's kind of nice. Dogecoin levels of resistance. XRP actually managed to break out. Now it's looking to hold a level of resistance. Support. Ape token level of resistance. AVAX small levels of resistance. AXS this one actually managed to break out a little bit. Probably at another level of resistance here if I had a proper trend line here. It's like right there on the edge. So everybody's knocking. Everybody's knocking. Now, do you want to buy as a knocker, or do you want to buy after the door has been opened? It's all up to you. It's about how much risk you want to take on as an investor. If you're more aggressive, you're definitely going to be buying right now. or yesterday when I said you should be buying. Now it's like, now it's like you can still buy, but you missed that dip that we were talking about when Bitcoin went through the consolidation phase. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you, for a new investor to kind of stomach that extra percentage loss as it goes down and consolidates before a big pop. There we go. But I mean, maybe I can show this to you. 15-minute MACD, positive. 1 hour MACD, negative here. 2 hour MACD, positive. 4 hour MACD, still very positive. Daily MACD, of course, very, very positive, okay? 5-minute MACD, crossing back over time after time. But again, I don't know if you want to show it like this. A slight bearish divergence. So, you know, nothing crazy going on here. But, you know, waiting is the hard part. Waiting is always the hard part when it comes to this type of stuff, right? I heard Coinbase stopped withdrawals earlier today. I don't know if rumor or update or truth. From what I heard here, let me pop up something right here. Where's the other link at? I'll show you something here in a second. All right, 5-minute chart on link looks a little bit more exciting than Bitcoin. So I can look it up very fast. What I heard from Coinbase is that they were blocking some people from withdrawing, not cash or Tether or USDC. They were blocking people from withdrawing Bitcoin or something like that. So let me look, see if I can find the news on it very fast without hopping off here and blocking everybody's way. See if I can figure out news about it. Anytime past 24 hours, really. BlockFi merge. Oh yeah, did you guys hear BlockFi merge from bankruptcy? I got an email about that today. Maybe I should make a video on it. I don't see much news about it on you know, websites here. Here's something though. So this is from yesterday. Sorry for the very bright screen. So this from yesterday. Scheduled maintenance, yada yada yada. But right here, trading temporarily delayed. Resolved. This incident has been resolved. Monitoring. Let's see. Our team is aware of an issue where trades are temporarily delayed on Coinbase. While we work on a fix, but rest assured that your funds remain secure. Delayed transactions, BSV. That was one thing right there, and that's all they said. But I guess if you go over here to Twitter, let me do this very fast. See, I don't see much here. Oh yeah, Colin, this is the tweet that I saw, but I saw it from the guy that actually made the tweet. Coinbase is limiting Bitcoin withdrawals. I just tried to send Bitcoin from Coinbase to my cold wallet and encountered a new 5K withdrawal limit policy implemented 10/13. I've been a Coinbase customer for 10 years. Get your Bitcoin off exchanges. I mean, I've been telling you guys this for a long time, unless you guys are trading with it. And I don't know who trades Bitcoin, like, you know, actively, like against other tokens. Can I find this guy's name? Colin Brown. Of course, Twitter. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, yeah, he had an update. This is why I wanted to show the tweet. Coinbase support messaged me on this thread and through DM verified and locked my Bitcoin. Unfortunately, they offered a pretty bullshit explanation of algorithms as to why it was frozen. I don't want to be an alarmist, and this could have been an edge case. But self-study custody needs to be defended principle of Bitcoin. What if you hadn't amplified my tweet? Was I doomed to a 5K withdrawal drip to slowly recover my coin? Once ACH clears, exchanges should have no justification to restrict withdrawal of your token. Weekly withdrawal limits are an separate attack on Bitcoin. I hope everyone who liked this tweet defends that principle. Do not settle for anything less. I mean, he has a point, but what were you expecting? Like, honestly, what were you expecting in this situation? They want to hold your tokens. They want your cash and your tokens. Because if you take too much Bitcoin out, like let's say, let's go here. All right, this is you. All right. This is Coinbase. If you give them money, I know my drawings are really bad. If you give them money and you want your Bitcoin, right? Well, normally they don't want to actually give it to you. They just want to hold the Bitcoin and your money. That's what they want to do because they're a business. When you do that, they try to make sure it's not an easy way. It has a lot of bumps and edges and things of that nature, right? So if you want that, you can do it, but it's not going to be easy. And if this, if these guys go bankrupt, then you lose all of it. So just be careful with it. I prefer to not have Bitcoin on exchanges, unless I'm trading, of course. Usually I will just have them on some offline wallet, cold wallet, and that seems to be just fine for me. If anybody gets if there's a problem with the exchange or something like that, I am not really always concerned, right? Now, I have lost money in exchanges going down. I think the last one was Voyager. And after that, I just said, fuck it. I'm not going to deal with it anymore. I'm just going to make sure my Bitcoin is in a place that I trust. And I guess he just had more faith because he had been a Coinbase customer for 10 freaking years. Well, I mean, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. But yeah, it's definitely something you guys should be aware of. Let's just say that, okay? I don't want you guys to have a whole bunch of crypto on Coinbase or any exchange, really. I prefer if you guys had it on your own exchanges or you're on cold wallets. But, not everybody can have a cold wallet, and I understand that. So there's different rules there. All right. Bitcoin just turned positive back for the day, which is nice. A little bit of a pump here, but really we're just consolidating. And sorry, my dog is over here. He's really wanting some playtime. Let's see. And thanks, Glenn. Yeah, make sure to hit that like button and share button if you guys can. I appreciate it quite a bit. Definitely manipulation. I mean, it feels like that way, honestly. But, without proof, can a YouTuber say such a thing? I don't know. But it feels like it. It feels like it. Because Bitcoin was primed to retest and then break out. I mean, it was ready to go. And then all of a sudden, boosh. And now we're just, you can see how it takes a long time for us to get back into that bullish momentum. But hey, if we learned anything from this kind of attack where they removed it and then they brought it back. Sorry, my dog is trying to chew this. I just got this shirt today. It's expensive. Yeah, okay. What do you call it? There were buyers ready to buy back up the dip, and they are still holding. Again, everybody's just waiting for that announcement to say, hey, the Bitcoin ETF has been approved, send it up, and then we start talking about 40,000, 42,000, 43,000, and you know how the hype train works. You guys know how the hype train works. Once Bitcoin starts going up a little bit, everybody and their mom is like, oh my God, I told you guys we were going to break out. I told you. And then it amplifies. There's only a few people out there that will say oh, I didn't expect this to happen. Like, I didn't expect this to happen yesterday because I wasn't expecting news. Who expects news like that? Maybe some people do, but not me. What do you call it? We're in an exciting time. We're just waiting for that nice little pump to occur. But right now, we're just seeing a nice consolidation period where we're seeing a few different things pump up right now, but everything is really testing out levels of resistance. Even Solana right now, testing out levels of resistance, trying to break out here. And we just got to be patient. Let it do its thing. And eventually, remember, it looked like everything was not doing so hot. All of a sudden, big pop right there. It can happen to anything at this point, which makes it so exciting. That's why I like cryptocurrencies. Even things like Pepe that had massive pops, it's still holding relatively strong. It's still holding well. Now, we just have to be in the waiting game because what's most likely going to happen here, the way that Bitcoin works and manipulation works usually, is there may be another dip here. Maybe over the next few hours, who knows, probably won't, but there may be. And that dip is going to flush people out. and then it's going to go back to that tried and true method of, oh my god, I sold, and then it pumped up. So that's what's most likely going to happen. But, that's why we have the plans with the stop losses. That's why we have to be a little bit more generous with the stop losses right now. And that's why usually we try to buy those dips when they occur. Because every token is different, right? The dip for this one is different than the dip for Mana, which is different than the dip from Bitcoin, which is different than the dip from, a spell token or something like that. And even spell token, it broke out and it's still grinding along trying to go higher. But you see that Bitcoin news did to it. It just crashed it back down. And then there was buyers, and now it looks exactly like Bitcoin at this point, right? All right, do I have something? No, I wanted nasal spray because my nose is acting up, and it hasn't acted up in freaking months. But it is getting cold and chilly outside. Hey, Tony, hope you're doing well, but man, I've been okay. It could be better. As long as we hold 32,500 on Bitcoin and close above, there's a good chance for a pump. Oh yeah. I'm just hoping the news helps us out with that and we can actually have a nice pump going forward. All we're waiting for is that spot Bitcoin ETF. If they say no, there's going to be a massive uproar. And I don't know how the SEC can justify such a thing. It's just not going to make much sense here. So let's hope that the SEC has some clarity, has some wisdom, and they do the right thing here and just allow the ETF. Remember, it's not like some shady crypto company is actually doing this ETF. This is fucking BlackRock. They, trillions of dollars of funds. They have so much money. They have armies of lawyers, armors of staff working on this type of stuff. And, everything is rock solid at this point. And all of a sudden, the SEC just not playing ball. But thankfully, we have the court system that has been pushing them to play ball, whether they like to or not. The SEC has been turned into a bunch of losers under Gary Gensler. And maybe they have an opportunity to repair their reputation, but that takes a long time. It's very easy to destroy a reputation. It's very easy to do so. But it takes a long time, as you guys know, to build up those blocks again, to get people to trust you and build up new followers and things like that. New support, not followers, but new levels of support. So give it some time. The SEC can still turn this around. I doubt it, but they still can. And Gary Gensler's term, I don't think actually ends until 2026. So we're stuck with him for a while. Really, once, let's say we get, I guess that'd be the president for 2024. Maybe we have a Trump, a Nikki Haley, a Vivek, DeSantis, I don't know, whoever wins the Republican nomination. Maybe they become president. If they're able to put in somebody maybe pro-Bitcoin, that'd be nice. I don't know if Democrats want to put somebody in more pro-crypto, but I mean, Gary Gensler, I think, was a Trump nominee, so it all depends on what we're talking about here, or it all depends on who's actually selected. It doesn't really matter so much about the administration. Although I guess I have seen more crypto hawks in the Republican side than the Democrat side, but I think that's just because there are some really adamant crypto haters on the Democratic side. Not a lot of them, just a few. But you got people like Sherrod Brown of Ohio who says crypto needs to be banned, and you got what's that lady? She lied about being Native American. Warren. She does not like crypto at all. She thinks it's all about scams and manipulations and frauds and stuff. And there's a lot of fraud in crypto right now. Even now, she's right about that. But not enough to, ban crypto. But yeah, so hopefully we can get a good SEC guy in there, or somebody that can at least play ball. I think that's all we're looking for. We don't need somebody to just lay down and do everything the crypto community wants, but at least understand what cryptocurrency is and what it can do, and the blockchain and the technology and the future that it provides, and the monetary security, because heck, the way the government's going right now, we're going to run out of money. We're not going to be able to pay our bills. And I'm not talking about just the next month or so. I'm talking about long term. We're not going to be able to pay that debt. The value of the dollar is going to go crashing down. And what's going to happen? The value of Bitcoin is going to soar. So, I want to be rich if America, even if America goes into a recession or a depression or something crazy down the road, when our financial system kind of implodes with all the craziness going on. I still want to be able to go out and eat. I still want to be able to go out and have drinks. I still want to be able to go out into society and do stuff, okay? If the American system collapses, that financial system, there's going to be even more inflation. America's going to have to print even more money to pay for that debt. It's just going to be a cycle that's going to be crazy. But in those situations, the average guy gets like, they suffer so much, and they don't have to as long as they get into cryptocurrency. At least that's my point of view, okay? So just having a hedge, which is why I'm saying dollar cost averaging, long-term opportunities, that's usually the way to go. And heck, I'm not even going to be living in America in a couple years. I'm thinking of moving to Bali. Then from there, I'm probably going to see if I can buy some property in Thailand or something. Nice and easy stuff. America, it hasn't priced me out, but it's priced me out of the lifestyle that I want. And I want that nice lifestyle, as I think all of you guys do. I would not be mad at anybody if you guys made a few $100,000 from crypto this next upcoming cycle. And you're like, okay, so I got this cash. I'm going to go pay taxes on it. Don't forget to pay your taxes. And then rush off somewhere that you really have wanted to live your whole life. That's cheap, where you can buy a house in cash, for like $100,000. And then from there, furnish the house maybe another $10,000, $20,000. And you got $80,000 to set up a business of some type and just kind of live your life, right? And keep on doing crypto trading, keep on making a living, and you'd be fine. Yeah. I mean, everybody has their own dream. That dream probably doesn't sound anything like yours, perhaps, but all the same, you guys are working for that dream here that money can provide you, especially if the government kind of goes kaput here. 200x logs. I mean, there are people that have 200x logs, and it is absolutely insane. I don't know how they do it. There's only a few exchanges that I think offer such things. Let me see if I can find, where's my link at? Oh, I forgot I deleted it, didn't I? Link. There we go. There are people that do crazy amounts of leverage like that, but the goal is to not have a lot of money and make sure it's an isolated trade. Don't let that trade mess with everything else going on. You can do a shared trade like that where it's not isolated, but usually you have to have a decent amount of money in your portfolio, and you have to be disciplined about your stop losses and things like that, so you know exactly how much you can lose. Because if you have a 200x leverage, holy moly, you can make a lot of money really fast, but on other times, you could lose a lot of money really fast as well. That's why when I do these long-term ones with you guys, I'm always showing you guys how, I'm just doing 2x leverage, 2x leverage, 2x leverage. But, can you imagine if I was just doing 10x leverage? This would be up 240%. That would be down 90%. This would be down 200%. This would be down 50%. This would be up 200. That'd be up 400. That'd be up 100. Up 300% or something like that. So it would make a difference for sure. But if you're trying to play it safe like I am, because I'm much more conservative, then you're actually going to be, baby steps. But, this is my money, so I don't want to, like, even if it's for you guys, for, like, me showing you guys something, I don't actually want to lose my money, which is why I'm like, okay, baby steps, buy a little bit here, buy a little bit next week, buy a little bit the week after that. I'm investing $300 to $500 a week, and that is perfect, okay? I'm pretty sure the average guy probably isn't investing about, like, at least, what's 300 minimum, the average guy is probably not investing $1,200 a month into cryptocurrency. Maybe there a lot are, but not the average guy. So show you what it kind of looks like. And of course, I got the majority of my money up here in Bitcoin. And oddly enough, that's the best performing one besides Reef. So to each their own, so to speak. But make sure just to play it the safe way. And right now, it looks like Link wants to take a little bit of a breather, which sucks. I'm really hoping this thing can really pick back up here. There we go. But at least we're seeing a nice pump at this point. And hey, Lollipop, the pump in so long. Oh, what do you call? Mexi. Oh, Jesus. Mexi offered to sponsor the channel. I don't think I ever got back to them. Maybe I should talk with them. 200x leverage. I can do some day trading there with some fun plays. But anyway, what do you call? This pump is taking a while, and that's just because of what Bitcoin's had to go through. We probably could have had an opportunity to pump already if it wasn't for that news that came out, but what are you going to do? Market manipulation? Maybe. But at this point, we had the momentum. This is the 15-minute chart, which is what I usually like to use for like intraday trading. We had that death cross, so to speak, where we had that crossover. It came back down. We pumped back up, and now we're going higher and higher and higher. Momentum is getting stronger and stronger. Like I said, all we're watching right now is just for this to have the higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. I'd say you got really like a 60% chance of actually breaking down out of these higher highs. But all we want to do is just consolidate and not actually come back down, you know, to $32,000, $33,000 levels. Or yeah, I don't want to come back down to 33,000. We're at 34,000 right now. Let's kind of stay in that range. But let me zoom out a little bit more for you. You know, we've just been going sideways. But this always reminds me of how fast everybody can lose interest as soon as crypto is not pumping up, like, you know, every single minute. And that's what makes altcoin season so much fun, because every single minute something is pumping up. We don't know what, but something's pumping up. And so patience is going to win out here. We still got the MACD looking strong here. The MACD crossover for this was all the way back over here right before it started. So, you know, if you guys like to trade with the MACD, which some people do, some people don't, that buying spot was right here. And I mean, it worked. Although I think most people would have probably sold in this territory right here and not expected the news to come out that caused the pump up to 35,000, which did definitely leave a lot of profits on the table, unless you of course scaled out some. And I sold the majority of mine up here. I had some scale out points, but I don't think they were going to hit, but they did. So yay. But here, let me see. So this is my custom MACD settings though. This is not the normal MACD settings. So let me actually, I made a video about how to use my MACD settings if you guys ever want to see them, but it's on my channel. But yeah, see, this is why I don't like the normal MACD settings. There's too many false signals here when it comes to crypto, in my opinion. All right, so this is your standard MACD. So you had a crossover right here. This one was still good, okay? Still worked out. Awesome, nice. That was happening off of a breakout. Momentum was shifting. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. The next one right here, you had a sell signal. Okay. That short would have not done well at all. It could have been good for scaling out, though. I will say that. Could have been good for scaling out. Another buying opportunity right here. That one ended up working out. I guess it all depends on how long you actually want to hold this type of stuff. And of course, what happened? We had another sell signal right here. That didn't work out. Another buy signal right here. Had a little bit of a dip, but it did work out, and we did break out. So kind of all depends. But then what I like is you contrast it with my personal settings. You know, this is something you just do after you've been trading, I guess, for a while. You get bored with the settings. You see how I increased the lag on purpose on my MACD, so I don't actually have those false signals. You see it comes back down a little bit, but it doesn't have that crossover, so I'm not thinking of, oh, I need to sell here, right? Or I need to stop loss or anything like that. It's all positive momentum. Now, you are starting to see it come back down a little bit. That's maybe where you can have a little bit of a stop loss, or not even stop loss. You can take some profit off, and it kind of matches up with what you see on the regular one, so it's not too bad, right? Momentum is momentum. And maybe if I show you guys this instead, you know, if you guys are looking to scale out, it would be right here. But again, that was a major news event. That wasn't necessarily your average technical analysis, which sucks because now it is technical analysis because what happened to the price action. But hopefully that makes sense. I love using lag, a little bit more lag on the MACD. Perhaps if maybe I should add a stochastic indicator on here eventually, or the oscillator. There we go. Is it now Bitcoin still consolidating, waiting for that nice little pop? Everything else, let me move my microphone up here a little bit. There we go. Looking at everything else is kind of mixed. We have a little bit of things that went up a little bit more yesterday. They're coming back down a little bit more, so things like mana. But I mean, mana still looks pretty nice. But this is what I'm afraid that might happen in Bitcoin here. You see this little breakdown? You want to see Bitcoin stay strong going forward. This is also just because mana popped off a lot yesterday. Let's go over here to the 4 hour, right? It's definitely been popping off. And what do we have though? A consolidation as we're having a lot of golden crosses. This is the 4 hour chart, by the way. 20 crossing over the 200 and the 50 crossing over the 200, right? Last time we had the crossovers, we did have a nice little spike. Now we're having a spike going into crossovers. Now the crossovers hopefully can add another spike here as we look to pop up back up to like 37 cents, 40 cents for, you know, mana here. I wonder what's gonna happen to the metaverse tokens. You know, from the time we've been talking about the metaverse, I would say, oh, and you can see it right up against the 20-week moving average as well. If I can close above that, then we're cleared to go up even higher. Has the metaverse engineers working on these products and these projects, I should say, not products, have they been doing a good enough job to bring in new users, to be making money, to justify them having really nice pumps in the long run? I don't know, because remember, a lot of what cryptocurrencies are they have to be really good at getting new customers and very good at just communicating to people that they should be bought. It's one of the reasons that I'm long on STMX, because I think they're actually a company that's making money. And if you have a crypto company that's actually making money, oh my gosh, I am so excited to see where it can go. Although it can be pretty volatile at times, I'll tell you that. There are certain tokens out there that have solid businesses. Those are the types of things I'm really looking for. And you can, of course, see right here. Let me add on a magnet tool. Right? We're not even close to that breakout point. And that breakout is right around that 50-week moving average. And that's around 43 cents, 44 cents. We're at 34 cents. So a 10-cent jump. That's going to be a really nice one. That you're looking at right now is going to be about a jump of around 31%. Those are the type of gains you're looking for here over the next few weeks, as long as Bitcoin can have that positive news that keeps it going higher and higher. Because the metaverse did its own thing even as Bitcoin was crashing, which was the weirdest thing ever. But you know, metaverse was a huge phase, and everybody pumped in money into it left and right. I don't remember if you guys know, but like there was things like UFO token, spell token, all types of tokens just taking off and ripping off like never before seen. And it was great. It was like Dogecoin type events, but with almost. Dogecoin was its own special thing. There we are. Okay. Look at Sol. And hey, Tony, ISO. I'll check that out in a second too. Sol. Sol's still consolidating. It's trying to break out right now, but it's still consolidating at this moment in time. 2-hour chart, still looking fine. Double top, broke down, that's fine. Yeah, it's consolidating. It's still trying to make a move. You can see the momentum is slowing down like everything with everything crypto at this point in time. We're just waiting for that news to really break us up to that next level. Squid Game coin. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Squid Game coin. That's because there was a whole bunch of stuff around Squid Game. Remember, even Mr. Beast made a Squid Game, and I think it even had more views than the actual Netflix show. ISO, let's see. No, there's no ISO on CoinMarketCap. I'm not entirely sure what that is. Let me see. There we go. Yeah, there we go. But as long as we have these higher lows, we're going to be fine here. Yeah, I know where he's Ewit Sticky. What do you call it? Let me go over here very fast. Hopefully Coinbase gets rid of that rule, though. But let me see if there's any news out there today. 21 million Bitcoin, 8 billion people. Not everybody's going to have Bitcoin, but, you know, those that do will definitely have an advantage. Crypto, grass touching. Pepe, that's a scam probably. What the heck? I don't even know what the hell that was. Breaking banks collapse. 4 of Wall Street's biggest banks have reportedly plummeted to levels not seen since the devastating March banking crisis. Year-to-date losses are staggering. Oh, yeah. Guys, we talked about this all year. Banks are definitely in a crisis. I am going to be buying up banks, and specifically banking ETFs with dividends, and I'm going to be holding on to them for a long time. I don't think the government is going to allow banks to close or go down, because what we saw during this previous banking crisis, after they kind of lost control, and we lost Silicon Valley Bank and a few other banks on top of that, what did we see? We saw the government come in and say, hey, we're not going to just let the FDIC back $250,000. We're going to back everything. So I don't think the government is going to allow banks to go down. They may tell banks to merge or something like that. But overall, I think that owning ETFs in the financial sector, it's going to work out great. Now, you are going to have to, how do I say this, deal with a certain amount of pain. in order to profit off of this. But if you guys have if you're younger and you have a retirement account where you're okay with buying something and watching it go down a little bit, and you keep on adding to it, this is going to be something that's really going to make you a lot of money down the road. But that's why I say ETF, because it's a collection of a whole bunch of different banking stocks and financial sector stocks. So, you know, let's say I buy Bank of America, but somehow Bank of America goes down in this upcoming recession talk, okay? Then I would lose all my money. But on an ETF, I might only lose a little bit, but it would still pick back up. That's why it's always important to, I mean, let me go over here to ChatGPT. It's always nice. Give me the top 5 banking ETFs. As of my last update in January 22, this is what this is giving me, okay? So the select sector fund XLF, this is the usual one. This is the usual one, XLF. There we go. Of course, it's not a cryptocurrency. Let's go to the monthly chart. You know, it's still doing okay. Really, you're there for the dividends. I wouldn't say it's grown as much as other technical ones, but that's not really why you're buying this one in particular. But you got COVID. It had its pump after COVID. It's most likely going to break down. So when that breakdown occurs, that's when you guys are going to be more likely to actually start buying up some of these plays. That's what I'm hoping for as well. But I'm dollar cost averaging into these types of ETFs, because if you go over here to Finviz and whatnot, you go over here and you go to XLF, right? You got your 2% dividend, and then you're hoping as time goes on, you reinvest those dividends, you're going to be just fine. It looks like we actually just saw a breakdown right here, unfortunately, as well. So another reason why this may be coming down even more. Another one that looks like Vanguard Financials. This is probably one of my favorites actually here as far as long-term opportunities. VFH. Oh, I almost deleted that. Well, I think Vanguard in general stuff I like. It looks pretty similar here. Right, just a little bit better of a dividend. But still, all pretty much breaking down at this point in time as well. So I'm looking forward to these a lot here. You know, we're very close to 52-week lows, so be careful with that one. But yeah, financials are definitely something everybody should be concerned about. Choose your banks. I would not be in a small mom and pop type bank right now. I would definitely be in a Chase style bank, or a Goldman Sachs bank. I mean, I got accounts in both. I used to be in Wells Fargo, but Wells Fargo was too scary for me. Every time they would all this like lawsuits time and time again, I was like, I need to get out of there. Plus their customer service was trash out here, at least in Washington State. At least in Washington State, it was just trash. All right, let's go back over here very fast. Giving up on Windows Phone and mobile was a mistake. Oh, yeah. Meta sued by 41 states for allegedly harming teens with addictive content. At some point, parents have to be at fault. Let's see. Oh, has only 2 more tries to remember the password to an encrypted USB drive that holds 7,002 bitcoins. One team of hackers believes they can unlock it if they can get Thomas to let them. Oh, that'd be interesting. I have no idea. That's so scary. That is so terrifying. The Verge. Why am I getting so much of The Verge? Pfizer. I guess I don't know. I haven't gotten the. I just don't feel like getting the shot anymore. Maybe because they don't. It's on the mandate stuff anymore. Anything else? No. This is all football stuff. No more crypto stuff. The heck? Oh, supplies. Okay, I was very confused about that. And hey, Puma, happy to see you back, man. Hope you're doing very, very well. Things are brewing pretty well so far. It looks like things are about to break out again. We're just waiting for Bitcoin to take that next pop, but man, we're not seeing the volatility like yesterday. But I guess, maybe we're a little bit spoiled because we're expecting such things. Loki's over here, and he is just wanting to play a lot. I'm holding a pair of tweezers in my hand because I just like to toss something in my hand, and he's like, okay, what's that? Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, And now he's coming back over here to, he just wants to get belly rubs. That's all this guy wants. Oops, that one right here. Oh yeah, that's the other one. There we go. All right, but things are going good. Loki's over here. He just wants a lot of free pets. A lot of free pets right now. He's a very energetic dog. It's been cold and rainy, so I haven't been letting him outside so much. I maybe like a half an hour a day instead of his normal 2 hours a day. So he like has so much pent up energy that I need to take him to the dog park sometime this week so he can run around for like 4 hours and just like pass out in the car type of a workout. Dig the new look. I appreciate it. I know I went bald. Although bald, it has its issues. My hair grows really fast, so I have to shave it every single day. And all the fuzzies kind of have around my house and the dog hair, it like clings onto my bald head. So I got to be very, very careful. Otherwise, I get like, I have like white hair all over myself. It's weird. Fundamental analysis on AMP token. Yeah, I mean, we can look at it very fast. I don't know how long I can do for it, but AMP token. Oh, I don't want to be on Coinbase. Yuck. Market cap is 66 million. That's not too bad. Let's see. We just check out the chart very fast. At the peak, it was at 213 million. It's really died off since then. On a bunch of exchanges, which is good for it. The new era of digital money, collateral protocol for on-chain credit. I say credit, right? Yeah. Can't click on anything here. Ampera is a protocol on Ethereum that creates digital letters of credit, LOCs. Users interact directly with the protocol, supplying collateral to secure the transfer of an alternative asset to the designated recipient. LOCs guarantee future receipt of an asset with no counterparty risk. Well, somebody has to be taking the risk. There's not much fundamental analysis I can do. Let me just go over here to the white paper, I guess. That's probably the best thing I can do. That website was very nice, but very bland. All right, here we go. Digital collateral token to enable immediate settlement of payable transactions. So I don't want to read all that. So let's go over here. Add a plugin. PDF. PDF reader. God, ChatGPT is just so awesome when you need to do something, right? Started with Google. Quick check on Bitcoin very fast. It's still consolidating here. Is anything popping off? Dogecoin is popping off a little bit here. But, oh yeah, that had a spike earlier today too, didn't it? Oh, there you go. Link is popping back off though. That's nice to see. All right, is this back? Did it go through? Maybe I'll just use link reader. Didn't I just add in there? Yeah, install. Oh, that now it works. Okay, whatever. All right. All right. I need a direct link. That was a direct link from the file. Oh, okay. I got another thing rolling on here, don't I? From Chrome. There we go. I just want to open it up in a website. Oh, now I'm just downloading shit at the same time again. I don't know if I could actually go through this. It seems like it might. Fucking shit. It's going to take too much time. Oh, there we go. Never mind. My bad. I was fucking stupid for a second. Oh, maybe I am not stupid. This is just fucking insane. I will do this during members only time later on this week. Yeah, this is going to be like a long thing. This is 35 freaking pages. And it won't let me actually go into it at all. What is AMP token? Maybe it'll do that. Flux network. There we go. Here's something. No, shit. It's trying to get me to do the analysis. Fuck that. Okay. Ask me during the other time. I'll try to figure it out. Because we have to actually read it and go through it and see what actually works. But it doesn't look bad. It looks like it has a decent idea. Anything financial is fine. It's all about the infrastructure. That's all it is. It's all about the infrastructure when it comes to new types of tokens here. So let me get out of that. Let me get out of that. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Now I'm not overburdened. Jep, can you take a look at JP Morgan? Jep is not JP Morgan's ticker at all. Let me go back over here. There you go, JPM. We're looking like a double top for this banking one, though. That looks more like a double top. It needs more time to consolidate and cook here for that right there. Give it some time because we just got rejected. It may have an opportunity to bounce. Look at that death cross right there. If we end up having that expected breakdown and a consolidation that takes us back down to support levels kind of around $100, maybe down as far as 73, but honestly right now just focus on that $100. I'd be buying puts on this rather than calls. Unless we have some type of rate hike moving back up. You can even see on the daily chart. Wait for this breakdown. See all the death cross is kind of approaching sometime in the next few days. Might even pop, which in the next few days, which could give you an opportunity to order those puts and then play it down to the side to the downward movement. Jeez, I'm talking like a weirdo right now. Wait for the bounce, strike. Let it fall back down to maybe that next support level, kind of around 136. It's around 141 now. You might be able to buy that 142.50 or something like that. You'd only be in this play for maybe a week at most. And then when you see a decent amount of profit, you just sell, run. Banks are kind of irrational right now because of all the rates and stocks like that. I don't know if you guys know, there's a big event happening right now over in Riyadh, whatever it's called. Somewhere in the Middle East, I think Dubai or something. And it's a huge financial conference. They're making waves about talking about how scared they are about the economy right now. Now, should they be scared? You know, who knows? But they're talking like they're very scared right now. Okay. All right. I'm going to keep that up here just so you can see what's going on with Bitcoin at this point. Because so far, I mean, you can see this is kind of what we're looking at. A consolidation phase. We want to make sure that we can break out here. Again, there's not really much news at this point, but hopefully we have the opportunity for bulls to come back in here and try to pump us back up. The one thing you don't want to see, again, is go back to that 4-hour chart. To start breaking down below these lows and then breaking back down below 33,175, because if that happens, you're going to see a drop all the way back down to maybe 32,500 or so. And that's going to be very scary for a lot of people there. So make sure you guys have stop losses and everything else. The only thing is it's kind of a crucial time because if we have that announcement about the Bitcoin ETF being approved or denied, it's no matter what the technicals are, the Bitcoin's going to move up a lot or it's going to crash a lot. So you just have to be prepared for that and try to be aware of what the price of Bitcoin is doing. up until the point you find out that news, because as soon as you find out that news, there's no way you're going to be able to pull out your phone fast enough or jump on your computer fast enough to make that trade. It's going to be instant. It's going to be a massive pop, so just be aware of that, okay? There you go. But right now, we're just waiting for that nice pure consolidation and that breakout. Any specific altcoins got your attention? Right now, I'm a big fan of... Sorry, dog's over here moaning. I'm usually a fan of things like STMX, but normally right now, I'm hoping for Ethereum, honestly, just to have a nice pop off. I usually feel more confident having a larger leverage on Ethereum. After that, you got a specific few coins out there like Link, but Link already popped off, so I wouldn't actually be buying it at this point. Dogecoin is something I mentioned as well, but I want to see that one come down a little bit more before I could buy in for a day trade here. And then after that, there is going to be is it Ethereum Classic or Matic? Hold on a bit. Must be Ethereum Classic. Yeah, there we go. I want to see Ethereum Classic break out above that 200 weekly moving average and have a pretty sizable pop back up here towards 18 bucks or so. That's what I'm hoping for. On the other hand, I guess Matic would also be fine, but Matic already broke out. You're hoping for it to hit back up here towards 71 cents for a nice pop. They do have larger market caps, so it will take a lot more money to do so, but they're still both fairly bullish, and those are some of the things I'd be looking at right now. More of day trades. You can turn these into swing trades if you want to, but just understand that news can really mess things up in a hurry, okay? Dog's over here making a noise. Okay, but yeah, all right. I'm gonna call it a night with the stream here. It was fun. If Bitcoin decides to pop off, I will. But I got to do some stuff with Loki here. He's starting to starting to be a baby. So I think he needs to use the bathroom. I don't want him to pee in the house. Hey, but before I go on to your question, Gus, Mike, what's your thoughts on TMF? Do you think it's a good investment for long term? TMF. Probably not for the long term here. As I'm looking at this, it looks like it's dipping quite a bit. This is the weekly chart too, so you're seeing a little bit of consolidation. Maybe if you can start to see a little bit more of a pattern here. I like this double bottom that we saw in the breakout that occurred. That was kind of nice. I would try to buy back into this if you see a pattern. It means you're not going to maybe get the lowest price, but at least you'd be more confident about buying it at this point. And guys, yeah, I'll be back if we have a pump here, but Loki, I think he has to really use the bathroom, so I don't want to have him pee just behind me or something, and I get up and I just slip and fall on my ass. Weekly chart. Jesus, the MACD just turned negative on this one. Let me go to the regular MACD since we're talking about currencies, not crypto. Yeah, nothing's bullish there. Daily had some crosses, but those crosses really haven't been doing anything good for it, honestly. I would say probably best to just hold on for a little bit. Those bull shares don't look like they've been doing well. Based on the way the treasuries have been working out, I would say the best thing you can do, honestly, is to dollar cost average your way into it, and it will bring you money in the long run, but you're going to have to dollar cost average into it, because if you buy now, it may keep on going to $3 or $2, probably not, but it'll keep on coming down. And then you might feel a little bit more concerned about it. It might make you just sell early. I would stagger into it and only set up with a small investment until you start to see those patterns, double down, triple down, and then, poosh, then